Blessings, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel today. I'm Dane, host of RMG. Hope you're doing well wherever you may find yourselves. Today's episode is to talk about bands and artists I think need to retire. Yes, there are a slew of these on YouTube, but I would like to weigh in and give my opinion, and therefore I'd very much like to hear your opinions. Now, before we get started, if you're new to this channel or you're not, either way, would you please consider subscribing to the channel? Thank you very much. Okay, so let's get started. So when I say bands and artists need to retire, there's more to the typical, hey, just stop touring and stop putting out releases. There's more to that. So let me talk about that. So let me repeat that. Please stop touring. No more studio albums. No more remixes, no more reissues, no more remasters, no more remasters, no more redux, no more anniversary editions, no more repressings, no more colored vinyls, no more box sets, etc. Now there are some exceptions to this laundry list. Here they are. Unless you have killer songs in the vault that no one's heard, almost no one's heard, not Eugene Simmons, or you have some superb live material that us fans would love, because most people are craving for that. You know, your favorite rock bands, oh, got to hear this live material. You know, it has to be stellar though, or close to. And then finally, something out of print, like a box set, that kind of thing, or just a regular CD, a live album, anything out of print that you can't get because we'd like to have it and we've been wanting it for a while or a long time, and it's not in our collection. We want it because it's an important album. So for example, I just found a new copy of Miles Davis's Circling Around. It's an album that's a 2 CD set that is a collection of various tracks that never made it on an album. So it was put together as a not a collaboration, just a collection of like I said, songs that never made an album. So and I had to order it from England. Excuse me, still dealing with allergies. And I couldn't get it, so I ordered it from Amazon UK, and I couldn't get it from Amazon US because, I could get it, but the people were asking way too much, like 45, 50 bucks before tax and shipping, and I got it from Amazon UK with everything included, tax, shipping, etc., for about 24 pounds, which comes about to $31. So anyway, so again, it's not just about please stop touring. Please stop giving us studio albums that are subpar. That's the thing. It's all of these things. We don't want them, or I should say, I'm sorry, I don't want to speak for others. I don't want them, and I would, having talked to other people, I know they don't want them either. They're sick, and again, it's got to stop. But I'll get to that. Okay, so let's start with the first band. That's The Who. Okay, even Roger Daltrey admitted in his biography that he never thought Kenny Jones was a good fit in the band, and once he joins the band, I pretty much lost interest. Although by the time The Who by Numbers comes out, that's really one end, and Keith Moon's on that, right? I'm pretty much right. Of course he is, and I lost interest as well. And at some point, Daltrey, or I think it was Townsend, admitted that at some point he admitted that they were phoning it in. Hence, perhaps the title "Who by Numbers," because that's a synonym for the same thing. You're not giving it your all, you're just doing it to do it, that sort of thing. I don't want to belabor that issue. And if you do your due diligence and research, you'll see that Townsend has admitted that the recent tour they're doing is just for financial purposes. So it's not about integrity and art and that sort of thing. So The Who needs to stop. Next is Roger Waters. I think he's out of ideas. I don't like the redux that he did for Dark Side of the Moon, and I certainly didn't like the remixed version of Animals. It's sterile. It was bland. I tried it without headphones. I tried it with headphones. I'm so glad I didn't buy these. Next is David Gilmour. My understanding is he's still touring and that sort of thing. It's time to quit. Next is Bruce Dickinson and Iron Maiden. Bruce Dickinson's new album, I think half of it's good. I didn't do a review on it. I'm not going to. I'm not going to buy it. Iron Maiden is not, again, this is all my opinion, so Iron Maiden to me has not put anything out decent since Brave New World. So, and I think it's just time to you had your time in the sun, that kind of thing, but I'll get to that, as I said. Judas Priest, Go Out on Top. New album, I did a review on that. Very fond of the album. Will it stand the test of time? Remains to be seen. I have listened to it quite a few times since I posted that review. I'm still loving it. So, but again, we'll see. Go Out on Top. Okay, Let This Be Your Last Tour. Next is Saxon. I've not liked much they've done in a very long time, and I'll leave it at that. Deep Purple with an asterisk. They have a new guitarist, can't remember his name. Let's see where the next album goes. I've not liked anything with Steve Morse. In fact, I've not liked anything since Perfect Strangers, so we'll see how things go with that. Kansas are still around, sort of, I believe. It's time to quit. You just don't have too many original members, but that's not the whole thing. It's age and that sort of thing. And my heart does go out to Phil Earhart, who suffered a heart attack recently. So, Styx. Nothing about Crash of the Crown that I like. I also wanted to like it. Just nothing. I've not liked anything by Styx since, Kilroy Was Here was the nail in the coffin for me. I don't like much. I like 2 songs on that. Guns N' Roses. You have one good album. You're like the Sex Pistols. You have one good album. The Sex Pistols only have one album. Guns N' Roses has more than one. But you have that one good album, and you're still trying to cash on in that fame. And Axl Rose's voice is not what it was. Don't need the attitude as well. I mentioned Gene Simmons. It's come to light recently in the last 2 or 3 weeks that he's going to go and tour solo. I have no interest in that. Of all the 4 members of the band, he was always my least favorite. When I was, that's right. Ace Frehley. I did a review on his new album. Some good moments, but not enough. Not going to buy it. If I want to listen to a couple songs, I'll just hook up my phone to YouTube, put it on Bluetooth, and play it through my soundboard or over here. I'm not going to buy it. Rat. You have one great debut album, and you have a really good EP. I've never liked them since they put out their second full-length album. Bon Jovi. Never been a big fan since, I take that back. I was a big fan when I was 15, and then once they put out Slippery When Wet is when I was like, I'm out. And I don't listen to those first 2 albums anymore. I grew up. It's not my cup. It's too commercial. It's too bland. It's too, whoa. I just leave it. Same thing with Poison, right? I don't know if Poison's still around, but Poison will put Bon Jovi and them together. Just retire, okay? Alice Cooper. All right, I've not liked anything by Alice Cooper since The Last Temptation. Whitesnake. David Coverdale's voice is shot. I think it's time to, quit. And I've not liked anything except the reissued version of Russell's Heart, because they brought the crunch back in for that album when they remade it. Sammy Hagar, Michael Anthony. You have nothing left to prove, gentlemen. It's time to move on. Do something else with your lives. Nothing you've done has impressed me. Chickenfoot. Sammy Hagar in the Circle, and nothing of that. It's just not doing anything for me. Except, I do not like the Mark Tornillo era. And speaking of Except, Udo, nothing you've done. Sorry, I've not liked Except since Metal Heart. So, all right. The Black Crowes. They have a new album out. I've heard it. I like the keyboards in it. That's it. But everything else, and like the last studio album, instead of putting a double CD out, you put in a thing. If you buy it, you can get the bonus disc from downloading it. Just release the whole thing. But overall, I haven't heard that. That may be good, but the single version that you get, it's lackluster, and I have a beef with the Black Crowes because let's face it. So part of this is, let me say this. I went in and listened to the album with not blinders on. I went in and listened to it without any preconceived notions, despite the fact that I'm upset with the Robinson Brothers, but I'll get to that. I went in and listened to it, and I put it aside. I don't own it. I listened to it on YouTube. Then I waited a couple days. I listened to it again. Waited a week. Not a week. 3 days, 4 days. Listened to it again. Still don't like it. It's like you're trying to recapture the past, but it doesn't have that feel to it. It's like a parody. It's a copy, and I'm not loving it. And so, and part of the resentment I have towards the Black Crowes is what they did to the drummer, not bringing Mark Ford back into the fold. And essentially, the reason this album exists is because the Robinson brothers' solo careers were not that very successful. So they said, well, we need to make money, so let's reform the band. I'm not liking it. All right, Jethro Tull, nothing you've done since way back when. It's just not doing anything for me. Blue Oyster Cult, you should have stopped after, geez, you should have stopped after, I don't even listen to it. It's the one that's got the creepy album cover with the woman's face melting on the cover. That's not even very good. So the one before, you should have stopped after Club Ninja. There we go. All right, Def Leppard, I've not liked anything by these guys since Pyromania. You went way too commercial. Okay, time to retire, folks. No one's buying, or most people are not buying this. We're a glam band. You're not a glam band. You're a commercial pop band. That's all you are. That's all you ever have been since Hysteria came out. Next is Metallica. I've not liked anything since the Black Album, and I like half of that. Pales in comparison to those first four. Megadeth. Megadeth has a better catalog than Metallica, but last 3 or 4 albums, nothing to rave about. Go be with your family, Dave. We love you. We care about you. Go be with your family. Pantera. This reunion without their 2 original founding members. Sorry, not buying it. Okay. AC/DC, enough said. U2, haven't liked them since, wow. I hate to say this, but I haven't liked them since the 3rd album. All right. Bruce Springsteen, have nothing left to prove. Not a big fan, but considering your legacy and your discography, your fans will argue you have a wonderful discography. Time to retire. Heart. I have not liked anything by Heart since Babel the Strange. Alice in Chains. I've not liked anything since Black Gives Way to Blue. Anthrax. Worship Music is your last good album. Time to retire. Journey. Have not liked anything since Steve left the band. Motley Crue. Many Motley Crue fans will argue that they'll say they got off the train like me after the 2nd album. Once Theater of Pain came out. Yes. I've not liked Yes since, wow, Going for the One, and that's an okay album. All right. Foreigner. Once you went uber commercial with I Want to Know What Love Is, that was out. I was out. Okay. Enough said. Rolling Stones. Not a big fan for most things post Tattoo You. A few songs here and there. I like the Undercover of the Night song. I like a few songs on Voodoo Lounge. That's pretty much it. So those are, did I leave anybody out? Well, I have one more. New Orleans' own band, Zebra. Guy Gelso, the drummer of the band, posted a video on YouTube last week saying that they're working on their 5th album and it may be a double. And he said it's going to be some of their best stuff. It may be a single and they just scrap the other stuff, or maybe put out a 6th record later, excuse me. So I'm putting an asterisk next to the name. I didn't like Zebra 4. 3.5 was okay. The first album is amazing. The second one has 2 or 3 good songs. So I want to be excited, but I'm not sure. So there's my list, folks. But let me say this. Excuse me. Let new blood come in and hold the flag for rock music and all the subgenres that go with it. It's an end of an era, gentlemen and ladies. All things must pass. Okay? Stop trying to relive past glories. It's that ego we see with athletes who never want to retire. Brett Favre comes to mind. You know, pick your athlete right, pick your musician. It's that ego defense. But you have to know when to say when. At some point, you just become a parody of yourselves. you become an embarrassment. It taints your legacy. Now, having said that, the problem is there is not a great caliber compared to all the names that I've just listed to you. These are all legacy artists and bands. There is not that next wave of younger talent that I see being in the same group here with these legacy groups and artists. I just don't see it. Time may change that, time may tell, but if you look at bands like Whom Gods Destroy, Ecclesia, Helm's Deep, Crownlands, all these new wave of traditional heavy metal, there's some good stuff there, but it's decent, it's acceptable, it's not wonderful, it's not stellar, it's superb. Just keep in mind, this is just my opinion. Too much of what's going on here with the bands that I've just mentioned that I think need to retire. It's motivated by money, it's motivated by greed. Think Kiss, right? It's how many times are you gonna ask your fans to buy the same album over and over and over again? You have these hired guns coming in. A lot of these are bands in name only because you don't have much of the original lineup. Think Uriah Heep, that sort of thing. I don't think I mentioned Uriah Heep. They need to retire because of what I just said. It's just, some of this is just bland, mediocre. Some of it's below mediocre. So does that bode well, in my opinion, for the state of rock music? No, it doesn't. Is rock dead? No, but I do believe it's on life support. What's going to happen once all these bands I just mentioned actually do retire? I just saw a clip of John Paul Jones, God bless him. He's touring at the age of 78. And he sounds great. But at some point, I have to know when to say when. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Take care now.